Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, the webinar of the month of March. We'll be talking today about the evolution of the Inova Solutions Customer Portal. Today, our speaker is Dupal Prasad, and I will leave the introduction of what exactly he does for Inova for him to do himself. So as a custom, we'll move on to the second slide, which is basically the outline of today's webinar. Yes, so the welcome and introduction is what I'm busy doing now. We'll then follow the presentation of the webinar topic, which will be the Customer Portal / Inova Store. And then we have some room for additional questions if you have them. You can also use the chat window and feel free to open up your microphone to ask questions, as we would like this to be a very interactive session. So I will go ahead and pass the word over to my colleague Dupal, which will give his own introduction and also then start with the webinar.
Yes, thank you very much, Sharma. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in this morning. And today is going to be very interesting. What we're going to share, what I am going to share with you, and I would like to receive something back, is the history a bit about what we started and how we started with the Inova Customer Portal. We continue with the business transformation, what is happening actually within the business globally and organizations, a bit of IT transactions to IT consumption. What does it mean and what it means for your organization and how can we be of assistance to that? We continue with the journey, or what we call the evolution, from Customer Portal to the Inova Store, which all of you can have a glimpse today and actually experience it afterwards. And what we can expect from now on, what is future updates. Now, I want to stop a bit about future updates, because this is the most important part where I want to hear from you guys. What do you expect? What do you want us to provide for you as customers, as users of our Inova Store? Okay, so a bit about me. My name is Dupal Prasad. I'm a product manager at Inova Corporation, or what we call Inova Solutions. Well, does anybody know what a product manager does? Because I am quite new to this role and I'm loving it, but perhaps I'm doing something that I should be doing or I should not be doing. The focus, what I believe I am doing is I'm like the glue in the organization. My job is to communicate, starting from you as a customer to marketing and sales. We do communicate with the technicians and the support with the accounting department. Why is that important? Because at the end of the day, I want to ensure that the customer satisfaction goals are met. So it encourages me to have a better product planning. It encourages me to listen to the customer requirements, because at the end, our customer satisfaction is what drives me every day to do what I love, and that is being a product manager. Okay. Now, one of the exciting things what we've been working on is the Inova Store. So a bit of the history. We used to call it the Inova Customer Portal, and I have a short video of how we started in I think early 2017 already, which is in this case 4 years ago. So let's go and have a look what it said and how it looked like in the past and the futures. Okay, so one of the main differences in the Inova Customer Portal is in the past, if you don't have an account with Inova, you need to contact an account manager. Well, we know how long it takes or how long it starts for you to be up and running. And that's what we wanted to solve with the transition from the Inova Customer Portal to the Inova Store. But why is that important for you? And why do you need the store, or why did we develop this store? Let's take a moment to check what is going on around us. And let me skip this video. So it's all about business transformation. It's not anymore about digital transformation, it's business transformation. Because look around you today. I am working at home because some external factor is going on. It's going around globally. We all know about the virus that is keeping and shaping us, but that is one of the factors that pushes us to transform, whether we like it or not. And we don't want to focus only on what is going on right now, but there are more business transformations going on, disruptive systems that you must take into account how to continue within your organization, how to stay relevant, how to stay valuable. So with that in mind, we were thinking, how can we serve our customers so they can maintain this business transformation, or perhaps even accelerate this? So we want to be in the front row of the process of fundamentally changing systems, processes, people, and technology across a whole business or your organization. Why is that? Because we want you to achieve measurable improvements in efficiency, effectiveness, and stakeholder satisfaction. I might sound a bit like too gloomy or too blurry. What we actually want to do is to help you grow and innovate. We want you to have the flexible growth strategies. Now, flexible here is the keyword. And continuing with using and prioritize on technological innovations, because at the end of the day, what for all of us is important is to change our mindsets and putting our people first. Once we focus on people, the business is being taken care of and our customers are being taken care of, or your organization is being managed well. And that is what we want to achieve with you using the Inova Store. So far, are there questions? Is it something that perhaps I'm going too fast on? Are there further details that we need to go into? Just give me a heads up. You can open your mic. I'm all yours this morning. Okay, so if there are no questions at this moment, let's get to the fun part. The Inova Store. Why did we develop the Inova Customer Portal, and why do we have the store right now? Well, we wanted to solve a few key things that we believe that all of our customers are struggling with, or perhaps it's not that efficient when you have to manage your subscriptions. What happens is that in the past, you buy licenses on a transactional base, meaning if you need any Windows operating system or Office, you just purchase like 100, you put them on a shelf. Whenever you need something from any customer, then from one of your colleagues, your IT department installs this, and then you have it ready. What is the good thing about that, and what is changing about it? The good thing is you would always have enough software or software in your organization to apply. But it means that you're already paying for something that you might not be using. So what we usually focus on is the financial aspect, right? In the past, you pay for 100, whether you use them or not. And that is something perhaps good, but most of the time, it's actually money thrown away. That means that we had to figure out a way how to be more efficient and effective and while increasing productivity. So the whole business into from licensing shifted from transactional to consumption. Okay, consumption sounds like something more tangible, or we want to consume it. But let me explain it in a simple way. Your electricity is something we consume. We don't know how much we're going to use this month or next month, or perhaps at the end of the year. So whenever we need electricity, we just switch on the lights and we have light and it works. If we don't need it, we turn it off. So you only pay for actually what you're consuming compared to in the past. You just purchase something and whether you use it or not, you already paid for it. And that requires the flexibility. So the Inova Store started implementing the flexible solution for you to add subscriptions or purchase anything whenever you're ready to do it. If you have low and high season, it will be easier to scale up and scale down by having this flexible solution. Meaning you're not paying for whatever you're not using and you only consume for what you actually need. That's business wise very effective. It helps you also maintaining control. What happens next? Talking about control, you can manage your subscriptions real time. You can add them and remove them real time. You would see the cost in advance. You would know what you would be paying. And it provides transparency for your entire organization. Okay? That's what we solve here with the Inova Store. It's one environment. What do we mean with one environment? It's only one portal, one Inova Store where you log in, where you see your account details, where you can have a view of your dashboard, what you're using. You can shop right there. You do your transactions. You can check your invoices. You can manage your account details. It's a one-stop shop for all your solutions that helps you save time, be more efficient, especially when you have to go from department to department in terms of your procurement process. Okay. And in an ever-changing world, what do we want? We want it to be self-service because we don't know how fast your organization is developing. We don't know how fast your organization is changing. So we don't want you to depend on us to have those subscriptions ready, to have whatever you need to continue doing what you do best. So this Inova Store is online, it's self-service. You can log in whenever you would have the time to do that. So you can plan ahead, activate when it's needed, deactivate when it's not needed. And that will solve timing. You can collaborate with your financial department so they can see. You would have a link for your the management team to check how is that going. So it would enable inter-collaboration with your other departments. What do I mean? So let's give a quick scenario what happens. Most of the time what we get is the IT department requests something based on what they need. So we have a new colleague coming in. They need some Office 365 E3 with some security add-ons. We get a request from the IT department. The IT department usually requests a quote. We send out the quote. They have to revise it. They have to go to the finance department to check. They would have to go to the management team to get some approval. Then they come back. Once they have the approval, then they send it back to us. So then we can enable the subscriptions or the licenses. Then we go to the payment department when it gets paid. Afterward, perhaps that whole process takes a week before your new colleague starts working. Okay. what does the Inova Store solve is once you log in, everybody can see what is going on, and the ones that it assigned with a specific rights can manage this portal or the store right away. So you can prepare your quotations. You can have everybody check how it costs, what is the needs. You can talk to the HR departments if we are serving our colleagues correctly, if the right tools are available. We can plan ahead, and all that can take place real time. So everybody can check right away. Is anybody still following? Okay. Now, let's go and see how it actually looks like. So this is the Inova Store. And to make it even better, we're going live with the Inova Store. This is how we transition the Inova Customer Portal to the Inova Store. So anybody can go to this link. I will share it afterwards with you guys so you can see what are the nice benefits, okay? It's like shopping online, which we all know how to do and how to get it done. So you look for the subscriptions that you would need, your organization needs, based on any assessment that you can do. And in here, you just add them to the cart, okay? So as a new customer, you're not a customer from Inova. You just look up for what you want. So let's say, for example, we go for some Office 365 business. We get the Office 365 Business Premium. We add it to the cart. The product will be added successfully to your cart. Okay, this is one subscription adding it. You go into the cart. This is a normal look and feel. Here you can adjust the quantities. So from 1, you can go to 5, for example. It will update and give you exactly what the amount per month is. Why do we say amount per month? Because it's based on a consumption, so you would know how much you will be consuming every month. Okay? You can continue shopping or you can check out. So as a new customer, you can really sign up right away, fill in your company details, have the checkout process, and all that is automated. So within a few clicks, within a few checks, you can have your subscriptions right away. Once these are activated, you get the invoice, you do the wire transfer, and you will be up and running in no time. Let me give you some additional tips. Stay in contact with us, because for the setup process, if you do not have the full technical knowledge in your organization, we can assist in that. We have our solution architects who can help you configure some security information, some users interface, some active directory, what is needed to have a nice collaboration within your organization. For an existing customer, you log in, and let me show you what that looks like when you log in as an existing customer. So I'm going to use a demo account here. Okay. An existing customer, once you have an Office 365 account and you're registered in our system, everything will be picked up. And it shows here, it's a new subscriptions, the quantities that we have, and unit price. You accept the terms and conditions and you press confirm, okay? So it is this simple that you add some subscriptions to your account where there's no need for emailing back and forth or calling, waiting for some approval. You would have all the details here that you can discuss with your colleagues and have it approved. Here's your order, okay? So as a customer of Inova, this is what the added value is by using our Inova Store. Let's start with the first tab here, which is the dashboard. Okay. The dashboard gives you a nice overview of your financial matters. Your current balance is what you use for consumption. Your monthly charges, so you know how much monthly you would be using. So you can use these numbers to create your budgeting for the next year and manage all those, anticipate on your future costs for IT. Okay. You can see who is your account manager if you have questions or need additional information. It's the contact details are here. With this graph, you can see here, these charts provide you information on the subscriptions you have. So in a nutshell, you would know what is going on within your organization. Okay. I'm going over them so you can see what is here. These are the Office Business Premium that we just purchased. They show up right away. Okay. The next tab is the store. The store focuses on what you would need and what you would like to have. So on top, we have some solutions that we want you to focus on, some cyber security, data protection, and recovery, especially when something happens that you're not prepared to. It's very essential to be prepared how to recover that. Okay. You can click on it. It gives you a few solutions. What are the products that you would need to have a data protection and recovery plan in place? One of the mostly used platform is the Azure platform, which you can get right away here. Yes. Let me reset that. We have migration and deployment, workplace modernization. These are the solutions that we provide out of the box that helps you get the essentials for your organization when we talk about your business transformation or staying relevant or staying connected. In the store, you can search for products or you can have it based on categories. So let's search for some Power BI, for example. We would have the Power BI Pro showing up here. You can add some other categories to it based on what you're looking for. You can continue shopping. Okay. Very important is the next tab is your account details. Your account details gives you an overview of what have you registered, how you registered your organization with Inova. So all this information is relevant and necessary for us to send you information, updates, invitations to webinars, important updates regarding Microsoft changes, and keep everything compliance. And what we have here below is the CSP information. This is what we use for you to manage the Inova Store. So for example, the authorized person to approve quotations, what do we mean with this role? This is the contact person that will place the orders in the Inova Customer Portal, in the Inova Store. In this case, it's me. I have then the rights to purchase subscriptions through the store, check out, and get them in through our organization. Okay. The person receiving invoice is someone from your financial department, for example, or accounting department. The legal representative, let me explain for this role. It's not a legal person. It's the one that represents your organization. It's a CEO, a director, a general manager, someone from the management team that can sign on behalf of the organization and commit the organization to any agreements. Okay. Now let's focus a bit on the use of purchase orders. We know many organizations focus on your current procurement process, which most of the time does not need a purchase order. But some large organizations, based on their controlling system, they use purchase orders. Now, why do we ask this? Is because Inova does not need to receive that. If your organization needs to use purchase orders, it limits you from having the flexibility. So what we recommend to use the Inova Store is the same process, the same procurement process you use for utilities bill payment or for your phone bill payment. You don't know in advance what would be the cost. So for that case, we offer the option to just pay the consumption on a monthly base. So then you would still maintain the flexibility internal to do your procurement process while having the Inova Store enable you to select subscriptions whenever you need. Because if you do issue purchase orders, every time you want to make a change in your subscriptions, the system is going to ask you for a purchase order, which is not flexible. It's like every time you want to turn on the light, you would need to send a purchase order to your utility company and say, well, I want to consume more. It doesn't really function that way. It limits the flexibility. Okay. In the tab of subscriptions, you have an overview of all your subscriptions, how many seats you have, and the price per seats would give you an overview of what your monthly consumption is. So we have a trial going on for enterprise mobility and security. We want to test this feature out. By default, you would get 25 seats tested out. And because it's a trial, there is no cost to it. Right? With the Office 365 Business Premium is the one we recently purchased. You can see here the day that we started. Keep in mind, this end date is the end date for the price lock, is the end date for the subscription. It doesn't mean that the subscription ends. It's because we want to guarantee that the price you purchase it today, you are entitled to have that price locked for a full year. It helps you manage your costs better, and that's how Microsoft provides it to you. So the end date doesn't mean that the subscription ends on this date. It's an ongoing process. The same way your electricity doesn't end by next year, you just continue consuming it. However, to manage the cost, it's provided here to lock that price. So you know whenever you add additional subscriptions, you would be paying the same price you started with for a full year. At the back of each subscription, you would have some actions you can do. You can either edit the subscription, meaning you can add or reduce the subscription. You can suspend the subscription right away. So, for example, we currently have Office 365 Business Essentials, and we want to move to a different plan. That means we don't need the Business Essentials anymore. So we can suspend them after we assign every customer or every user the new Business Premium plan. And you can add add-ons, which usually is applicable for extra storage. You would need some advanced threat protection. Those add-ons you add based on the base subscription. So let me give you one quick demo how it looks like. Say, for example, we want to add additional seats. Our current seat count is 5. This field gives you the option to enter the new amount of seats, which is a bit confusing, and we are aware of this. What you need to fill in is how much you would totally want. So if I currently have 5 seats and I want a total of 8 because I have 3 new colleagues coming in, I need to fill in my new amount of seats, which would be 8. Then you can see the change would be an additional 3. And you can see that your new total amount per month for this subscription goes from 60 to 50 to 100. So it calculates directly how much you would need. So this will help you budget already for whatever cost you may have for IT consumption. You click on save, it picks the order and adds it to the cart. You go to the cart, you do the checkout process. Perhaps you would need an additional quantity, you can change it here, or when everything is ready, you proceed to checkout. You accept the terms and conditions, which is necessary to proceed, and then you confirm to add your additional subscriptions. So it is this easy for you to calculate what you need, have your internal approval, go back to the store, and then add or remove your additional subscriptions and have your users being online right away with the needed subscriptions. Okay. For an overview of all your orders, that's the next step for. You can see here that today we just added some new subscriptions. Once you click on the order number, it gives you the details what has been the transaction. Okay. And we just added additional subscriptions, which is the last order number here. So you are in control all the time, every time, for whatever subscriptions you would want right away. It's real time. So far, any questions, any suggestions, something that is not clear, just give me a heads up and I'll be happy to answer those questions and have the discussion. Okay. If all is clear so far, we continue with the next tab, which is the invoices. So because the licensing module has changed from transactions to consumption, what we manage here is we have two ways to prepare the invoices. One is monthly invoices, which is regular or similar to your phone bill or your utility bill. Let's focus on your electricity bill. So you use electricity for this month, and then by next month you can see your usage, and the utility company charge you for your consumption. You have that under control based on how much switch you turn on and off throughout that month. That's the monthly bill payment. You would get our monthly invoice, you pay that, and continue consuming. The other module is prepaid in order to manage your costs best if you have a budget. How does it work? You can picture it similar to a prepaid phone. So a prepaid phone, what do? Is you add some credit, your prepaid credit on your phone, for example, $100. And the only moment you use that credit is when you call or when you send a text message, and then it will be deducted based on your consumption. So if we go back currently to the dashboard to get some sense into it, your currently monthly charges are in this case 578 US dollars with 76 cents. So monthly, this will be deducted from your balance. And once this balance runs low, then we send you a new invoice to top up your balance so you have enough credit to continue consuming. Okay, so then you would know right away how much you can anticipate and what is your current usage, and budget right away, work with your finance accounting finance department, be efficient, reduce the subscriptions that you do not need, so you can manage your cost directly. Once this balance runs low, what happens? We calculate based on your current subscriptions, so your current monthly charge, and then we say, well, we predict that based on your consumption, this would be your regular usage for the next 12 months, for the next year. It's just an estimate, and then we send you an invoice based on that estimate, because at some point you can use more, at some point you can use less. So that's why we sent you the calculation based on your current monthly charges, 12 times your current monthly charges. So if I run low on balance at this moment, I would receive an invoice of 12 times this amount to cover my next period. It doesn't mean that you have paid it already. It means you've just loaded up your credit to continue using those subscriptions. In other words, if you have your prepaid phone, your balance runs low, it will top up by sending an invoice, and once you pay that invoice, you would get enough credit to keep on calling. Why is it important? Because if you do run out of balance, we don't want you to not have access to your subscriptions. That's why we send it 2 months in advance before you run out of balance. So you have enough time to check the procurement process. You have enough time to do the wiring. We take into account any holidays, weekends, anything within 60 days is enough time for you to have your credit balance filled in again or being topped up, and then continue. Okay, so those are the ways where the store provides you the solutions and the control every time, all the time. And for your transaction history, what do we mean with this tab? Is every invoice we send, you can see it here, and the amount that has been credited and the amount that has been debited. Since this is a test account, as you can see up on top, those numbers are currently fictional, are not filled in, but here's where you can check everything back based on any transaction that you've had in terms of paying your subscriptions. Okay, next thing we have the service request, because sometimes it's not about the products that you would need, the subscriptions, but you would need some implementation services, or you would need any other support to execute any training, whatever we consider important for your organization as a service request. You can create a service request, filling in what you would need here, get your description of it, the type of service, whether it's you need some assistance with a product or really a service solution, put in your description, you save and continue, and then you create a new case. So our technicians, our service departments picks this up and gets to help you right away. This would save time in calling our offices. We love to hear your voice, so please don't pin me on this, but it helps you to manage and keep track on the service requests that you send, and it helps you work efficient in logging information that you would need to send to us, and it's all in one centralized place. Okay, any further questions so far? So I have a question for you guys. Who has already been using the Inova Store? Anyone has seen this Inova Store before?
Yes, I've seen it, but have not used it.
Excellent. So I hope that this section would have helped you to get all the details on the improvements we've made and the transition from the customer portal, where you did not have any access before, now to an Inova Store where you can get along right away. and be more sufficient, more independent, and we would love to serve you based on what you really need. And this is the solution that the Inova Store provides. Okay, so once we are done now with this demo of the Inova Store, I have a nice task for you all. In the store, we have something that we provide is some trials. And since you all have been participating in this session today with me, I thank you for your time. I want you to go into the store, set up a trial account, which is an Office 365 E3 trial account, and experience the store for yourself. There is no financial consequences to it. You're not bound to anything. What I really want to hear from you is how you experience setting up an account through the Inova Store, so I can get your feedback and continue improving, continue making sure that me as a product manager caters the needs of our customers, and that those are you that are in the field working with some other businesses. So I'm going to post the link to help you get started with the E3 trial. You can set it up, fill in your information, and let me know. Afterwards, you can still put in your comments in this section, but what is more important, so let us switch a bit. What is more important is I want you to follow us on the social media, Inova Solutions. There is one particular place where I would like to hear your feedback is on our LinkedIn page. That's where we mentioned about the launch of our store. And please comment there. What are your user experience? What you would like? If you would like to contact me directly, you have my contact details. I'll be giving you that also. So you can send me an email. You can get me on Teams, and I would love to hear all those feedbacks, something that we would be improved, and be specifically critical, because those are the most valuable inputs that I would love. So don't worry, I will not get mad. I would love to hear anything that will not go through or does not feel well, because that gives me more motivation and time, and that gets me out of bed to continue improving what we have. Okay, so once again, thank you guys for tuning in this morning. I appreciate your time and dedication. Please set up the E3 trial and give me your feedback on that. Let me share this trial link with you, and then we are ready for today. So far, questions? Thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you so much, Tom. Victor, thank you so much for tuning in. Are there other feedbacks or questions? I'm copying the link at this moment. Okay. So here's the link with a nice description. What do you get in the E3 trial? and follow those steps and let me know if it all went well. Okay, I would like to thank you once again, and have a beautiful day. Stay safe, guys, and let's stay in touch.